विनोद चौधरी एउटा त्यस्तो नाम जुन नाम नसुनेको व्यक्ति सायदै होलान्। सिजी यानि कि चौधरी ग्रुपका फाउन्डर विनोद चौधरी नेपालमा मात्रै होइनन्, अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय समुदायमा समेत चर्चित छन्। आज हामी यस भिडियो अन्तर्गत रहेर उनै नेपालका सबैभन्दा धनी व्यक्तित्व विनोद चौधरीको इङ्ग्लिस स्पिकिङ स्किल हेर्दैछौँ। आजको भिडियो एकदमै इन्ट्रेस्टिङ हुनेवाला छ, त्यसैले भिडियोलाई लाइक गरी च्यानलमा नयाँ हुनुहुन्छ भने सब्सक्राइब पनि गरिदिइहाल्नुहोस्। विनोद चौधरीको इङ्ग्लिस सुन्नु अघि थोरै उहाँको ब्याकग्राउन्डको बारेमा पनि जानकारी लिगौँ। सन् 1955 अप्रिल 14 काठमाडौँमा जन्मिएका विनोद चौधरीले पारिवारिक कारणले 18 वर्षको उमेरमा पढाइ छाडेर आफ्नो बुबाको बिजनेस सम्हालेका थिए। तर आज उनी नेपालकै सबैभन्दा धनी व्यक्ति बन्न सफल भएका छन्। त आउनुहोस् अब हेरिहालौँ उनै विनोद चौधरीको इङ्ग्लिस स्पिकिङ स्किल।
Thank you, David G. You know, David G is someone who speaks better Newari than me. You'll be surprised. It's not even Nepali. Nepali everyone speaks. I was so amazed when I met him in Kathmandu at the Summit Hotel a few months back. Someone who knows Nepal and Nepalese culture and Newari too. And his sense of commitment, sense of affection for Nepal is something which is commendable, and I want to place on record our sincere appreciations, David G. Actually, you know, right from the beginning, I always thought out of box, took big risks, like YY Story, which is a big one in our company's career and big one for our country, because YY Nepal, in many respects, is also identified for YY. We produce more than 3 billion packets and sell in more than 30 countries. There are 3 generations of Nepalese who have grown up with YY. Not only Nepalese, South Asians, I would say. And YY is a true story of a brand which was created by the 3 generations of these young students who love YY. It was not that we made sure that the YY was available in their hand, they made sure that YY was received. It was produced, we started producing in Nepal some 38 years ago. And obviously, you know, even the original producer of YY in Thailand felt that we are getting into a suicidal mode. He said, Nepal doesn't have the capacity to consume 30,000 packets of YY every day. Neither Nepalese people can afford that. I said, thank you for your advice, but please train my people to produce YY. And here it was. Thankfully, a product was born, which till today we find it very difficult to catch up with the demand. Trust me. It is like, you know, for those of you who know India, there is a particular kind of a mango that is available in Maharashtra. Alfonso. Have you heard of Alfonso? And it goes to all over the world. Okay, people want Alfonso mangoes. Like that, the parents or friends or families, when they ask these South Asian students from the schools and colleges who are now all over the world, what do you want? They say, bring me YY. So we are trying to catch up. You know, today we have our manufacturing operations all over India, and now we're building a plant next door in Serbia, in Saudi, in Korea. And you know how the story of YY was born? I've given you the, you know, that, it is probably, it can be a case study for marketing gurus. And in fact, we've talked about this subject in a similar setup with that it's one story, it's one brand, which the consumer built themselves. We started advertising in the mainstream Indian media just about a month ago, 6 months ago. It was always the below the line advertising to a certain extent, introduction and, you know, and literally trying to catch up with the demand that was generated because of word of mouth and because of a strong pull. Neither we did any kind of a proper feasibility study. We had just too much of wheat flour that we were producing at that time. That led me to find something which will consume this extra wheat flour, and I used to travel to Bangkok very often. And every time I used to land in Tribhuvan International Airport, I used to find cartons of YY coming in and flowing on the baggage belt. So I asked myself, okay, what is this doing? What is this happening? And I found out that anyone who goes to Bangkok brings his noodles. That was my feasibility study. People who are in the age bracket of 30s, they are changing the world. I was reading about Jack Ma. He saw the computer first time in his life at the age of 30 or something in United States, when he went there as a tourist guide. The inventor of WhatsApp was sweeping the floor in Ukraine when he thought that there was an opportunity to create an app. And today I see, we happen to be in hotels. Today the largest hotel company the Airbnb, I had not even heard their name 10 years ago or 15 years ago, owned the largest number of hotel rooms. So the whole model of doing business, the whole strategy of doing business is changing. I tell our chief executive officers and our own family members that in our time it was sufficient to have eyes in front and when you look forward. Today the situation is that you got to look all around. Who knows that someone is trying to come up with a disruptive technology which will make my business irrelevant, like it happened to BlackBerry or to Kodak.
वाउ, विनोद सर व्यापार व्यवसायमा मात्रै होइन, इङ्ग्लिस स्पिकिङमा पनि निकै एक्सपर्ट हुनुहुँदो रहेछ। निकै राम्रो मिलेको इङ्ग्लिस विनोद सरको आवाजमा सुन्दा निकै मजा आयो। बरु तपाईँलाई पो कस्तो लाग्यो जस्ताको तस्तै तल कमेन्टमा लेख्न नछुटाउनुहोला। र यस्तै तगडा भिडियोहरू हेर्नको लागि अहिले नै हाम्रो यस च्यानललाई सब्स्क्राइब गर्नुहोस्। हामी उपस्थित हुनेछौँ कुनै अर्को दमदार टपिकका साथ। तबसम्मको लागि बिदा चाहन्छौँ। नमस्ते।